Well, hello, my friends. In our reading today in Ezra chapter 6 and 7, we find the second group of exiles that are returning back to Jerusalem. This time it's under the leadership of Ezra the priest. Now, just as a reminder, between chapter 6 and 7, there's approximately a 60-year period when the book of Esther, the events took place. But in today's reading, I want to focus on Ezra's role in this return. In chapter number 7, verse number 10, it says, "For Ezra had set in his heart to study the law of the Lord and to do it and to teach his statutes and rules in Israel." Now we see three things that Ezra determined to do when he brought these people back. Number one, he studied the law. Now, friends, I want to say that it's important that you and I, as God's children, to study the Word of God, to know the Word of God, to know His rules, to understand what He desires. In any type of sport, we have to know the rules if we're going to compete correctly. In the laws of the land, as far as hunting, fishing, you have to know the rules. In driving, you have to know the rules. So every aspect of life, you need to know the rules. And it's the same way with the Word of God. You've got to study His rules, study His law. And this is what Ezra did. If the people were going to survive in their homeland, they're going to have to know the rules. So Ezra, as their leader, he studied the law. Then it says that he did it. He practiced it. Now, friends, I want to say it's one thing to know it. It's another thing to practice it. You see, we must practice what we preach. And I encourage you to not only study the law, but to practice what we preach. I heard someone say, told their kids, you say, do what I tell you, not what I do. Well, that's not the way it works. We must practice what we preach. And then he taught the statutes. He teaches statutes and rules in Israel. It's important after we learn, after we practice, that we teach others the Word of God. And so, friends, we're all teachers by the way we act, not just by what we say, but by the way we act. Our character, we're teachers. So I encourage you, study the law, practice it, and also teach it to others by the way you live. Well, God bless you. I hope you have a wonderful day. We'll see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.